It's so easy to get overwhelmed trying to learn Git and GitHub that I'm glad you landed on this video. While it's true that Git and GitHub are complicated, if you just want to keep your code safe and keep a record of the changes you've made, it is much more simple. You don't have to stress about this. Git itself is just a little computer program that keeps track of the changes you make to your code. You can run this little Git program on your computer, multiple computers, and there's websites that run Git. But running Git just on your computer is dumb. If your computer breaks, you lose all the code that you wrote. So you have to install Git on your computer, but use it to store your code on GitHub, a website that runs Git. So to get started and working with Git, we're going to do three things today. We are going to create an account on the GitHub website. We're going to install Git on our computer so that we can send the code up there. And then we're going to make that connection work because our computer and our GitHub account are not going to be able to communicate even if we have those two things. We're going to have to set up that connection. Three things. First of them is the GitHub account. Now you can go to github.com here. Up on the top right, sign up and enter your email, create a password, and then you want to set your username. This username cannot have spaces, and hit continue. GitHub is going to make you click verify and then turn this little ducky around to match the fingers. Verify you're a human. So I hit submit on that. And then they email you a code, which I enter here. Once that account's created, I have to log in. I'm using my username and the password I just entered. It's going to ask me a little bit about my usage. I don't want to sign up for anything during this sign up process. There's a free option, so make sure you hit continue for free. But then once I do that, it lands me on my GitHub account dashboard. I'm going to create a new repository here, give it a name and a description. Repository is just a place to keep code. Probably you want to make this private for you. I'm just going to make it public for myself. I'm going to add a README file. It's just a page that describes my code, and hit create repository. This view right here is what a repository looks like. It has the name, and then within it is all my code files. Right now I just have a license and README file that were created as a part of the setup process. The second step to install Git on my computer, I always Google Git download, and that first result is the download I want. That is git-scm.com/downloads is the best page. It is smart enough to recognize I'm on a Windows laptop, so it's offering me this download for Windows on the green screen on the page. So if I click that, I want a standalone installer.exe file, and almost all of y'all are going to be using the 64-bit for Windows. So click that. That's going to download, and once it's finished downloading, it'll pop up. I double click the pop-up to run the .exe, the executable installer. Hit install on that. I don't want to view release notes, so I uncheck that and then hit finish. Now GitHub is installed on my computer. The Git program that we just installed does not have a GUI, graphical user interface, to click around on. The only way to use it is through your computer's command line interface. On Mac computers, that is terminal. On Windows, search for command prompt and open it up. Now, you always want to be using your code in the easiest place possible, and that is all the way back at the main partition of your computer, which is C for me and most of you. You want to create a folder there for your apps. So to get back to that C partition, you enter CD /. It's going to take you all the way up to your C partition, the main directory of your computer. And within that, you can create a folder for all your apps, but you can make that with the make directory command, mkdir, space, whatever you want to name your apps folder. I always name it apps. Hit enter here. For me, I already have this created, but once you create that on yours, you can navigate into that folder with cd, change directory, space, apps. And you're now in your command prompt in your apps folder. What we want to do here is now download our repository, not download, but clone our repository down to our computer. So that's git space clone space the address of our repo. And you can get that on the code, green code drop down on your GitHub repository page. And copy that HTTPS URL. Put that in your command prompt after git clone and hit enter. That's going to clone everything that you have in your GitHub repository down onto your computer. And of course, you're still in command prompt in your apps folder, so you can navigate into this new repository clone with that command change directory, cd space, and it said it cloned into demo, so we do cd space demo, and then we navigate into our computer's version of that repository. On the GitHub repo page, we see two files. Here on our Files Explorer on our computer, we see the same two files, and we can test out a push of our code up to GitHub by just creating a new file. I'm going to create a file here for my app specs. I'm going to call it specs.txt, creating the file on my computer. Now that it's on my computer, I can add this to the Git snapshots that I have. So the command that I use first is git space add space dash dash all. And that is saying that whatever changes I've made within this folder, add that to my Git. And then once it's added, I commit it. And commit is taking the snapshot. You're committing to taking a snapshot of the code at this point in time. The command is git space commit space dash m for message. Start a quotation mark, double quotes, and just give a description of what change you made. I'm saying I added a specs file. And then after the description, close out the quotations, hit enter. It says one file changed. That was our new specs.txt file. So now that you have a snapshot of your code base at this point in time, we want to send this new version of the code back up to our GitHub repository. And that's a git space push. That is going to push it to wherever its home is. But we run into a problem. So what's happening here is that we don't have permissions. Even though we own the GitHub repository and we own our computer, those two don't know that we're the owner of both. So we have to connect our GitHub repo with Git, our computer's version of Git. You used to be able to do this with username and password, but since 2021, GitHub makes you create a personal access token or something else. Personal access token is a key that lets you get into your own repository on github.com. On github.com, you can go up top right to your icon, your user icon, click that, and then all the way down on the menu, there's settings. From settings all the way down on the left, you're looking for developer settings, personal access tokens, and you want the classic token. So you click this, and on the right, there's a button for generate new tokens. Click the drop down for that and generate a new token, classic version. Note is just to tell yourself what this token is going to be used for. For me here, it's just for the video demo. I usually put no expiration, but because it's just a demo, I'm going to put 7 days. Then ask you what sort of authorizations you want for this personal access token. If you don't know what you need, just click them all. Clicking them all, I know I won't need Copilot, so I uncheck that and then hit generate token. It shows me now the token that it just created. I can copy it with those two little papers, And I want to put this somewhere where I'm not going to lose it, because I will not be able to see this token again. So copy it somewhere safe. It's temporary for me, so I'm putting it into Notepad. Do not put it into Notepad because you can't save it there. But copy that key, and then now we'll go about using it. So we want to use this to basically unlock our GitHub repo from our computer. And to unlock it, we have to tell our computer's version of Git that there is a place we want to send code, how to get there, and then show our key or use our key to gain access to our own repo. And the command you use for that is git remote set URL origin and then a URL. What this is doing is, so in your command prompt here, you are talking to all the apps on your computer. So the first part of the command is git. We're just calling, hey Git, let's talk. Git now perks up and says, what do you want to talk about? The next part of the command is remote. This is saying there is somewhere where we want to send code. The next part of the command is set URL, saying to send code to this remote location, use this address, the set URL part of the command. The next one is origin, and that's saying this remote location we're going to send code is the home of the code base. This is where it lives. This is where it should always go back home tell. So we put the word origin in here. And then after that, we put the URL address of our repo. So this is github.com/ our username, for me, Big Stupid Tech, / the repo name, which right here is just /demo. And that address lets our computers know where to send code. What it does not do is open the door, get access to that. So for that, right before github.com, we're going to paste our access token, the one we just created and copied on GitHub. So I have that in my notepad. I copy this whole thing and I paste that in right before github.com. Paste it in, and then I put the @ symbol. What this is doing is the whole URL tells Git where to send my code. This access token says that I'm allowed to push code to it. You can't just push code to anybody's repository. So this access token within the URL lets me push the code. And then now I can do the git add all, git commit -m for message, and quotation marks with a message of what my latest code push to GitHub had in it. I say I added a file with specs. And then hitting enter on this commit command takes a snapshot of everything that's on my computer. Remember, I added a file, and adds it to my computer's git snapshots list. It's only on my computer now, so I have to do git push. And when Git hears that I do the push command, it looks up that address of my repo, takes the personal access token, and uses that to send all my code up to GitHub. Over on the website, let's refresh, and you can see that specs.txt made it to my GitHub repo. It's safe there. That is its home. That's its origin. If my computer gets broken, at least it'll be safe up there. Now, let's say somebody else pushes code to your repo and you allow them to do that. How do you get that new code down to your computer? So we'll try that out by here on the website. I'm going to open up specs.txt, and I'm just going to change up what is on the GitHub repository right now. Say I changed your code. On the website, you can hit commit changes, which takes that snapshot. But that snapshot only lives on the website, github.com. To get that down to my computer, on my computer side, and command prompt, git pull pulls everything down to my computer. So I can go back and forth with these commands, and I'll put them in the description.